So why is Australia lagging behind so far, and whose fault is it and whose responsibility is that? So our COVID lockdown, when is it going to end? Strap in, Sydney, because we're a long way from getting out of this. Just been reading today some news and statistics about when we might get out of this COVID lockdown. It seems that our Sydney statistics are something along the lines of when we reach 80% vaccination, then we may see eases in restrictions or an end to the lockdown when we reach 80%. So far we're at about 25%. It's going to take at least another couple of months before we get out of this. Best case scenario is mid-September. It's now almost mid-August, so we've still got another 4 weeks minimum of lockdown. The two main factors are our state government wants to see numbers up to about 80% vaccination, and the other factor is the amount of contact, people who have had contact with other people while they have actually had COVID. So the amount of transmission that's happening in public is still way too high for our government to accept. I think we've had about 300 new cases in the last 24 hours and about 150 or something transmissions in public. So there's your two factors, and that's what we have to sort of come to terms with in Australia. Other parts of the world are starting to open up because of their vaccination rates. One example being my friend who lives in Singapore, Bushman. Big shout out to you, mate. Ducati rider, by the way. Loves his Ducatis. You can go. He was saying that Singapore is starting to open up with ease their restrictions due to the fact that they're already up to 75% or so vaccination rates. So why is Australia lagging behind so far, and whose fault is it and whose responsibility is that? You know, part of it is the attitude in Australia that we were so isolated with so few cases that we thought we didn't really need it. Most people have been apathetic in saying that they need it or want it, or are willing to accept that they will have it out of fear, which I completely understand, and I don't judge anyone either way, whether you are fully vaccinated already or haven't even got vaccinations or don't even want to be vaccinated. I understand. I myself put my name down to be vaccinated about 2.5 weeks ago, and I'm not going to be vaccinated for my first shot until mid-September. So whose fault is it? State government? Federal government? Media? Other media reports that I've been looking at and reading through independent journalism have been suggesting that the federal government's main two responsibilities are vaccination. Oh my god, just go around him. Nincompoop. Vaccination and quarantine are two responsibilities that our federal government have completely cocked up. We are behind the 8 ball in so many ways, and our wonderful federal government, led by the happy clapper himself, Mr. Scott Morrison. This is our Prime Minister, Scott Morrison,
The man who went on holidays to Hawaii while Australia was burning.
You and your band of minstrels have got a lot to blame for all of this. You keep passing the buck onto the states and saying that it's their fault. It's your responsibility to vaccinate and to quarantine. And they are the two main areas that our whole nation has been let down. So all you people that are struggling at home in this lockdown, stop blaming your state premiers. Not that I'm in any way, shape or form backing our current Liberal government in this state. Barilaro and Gladys koalakiller Berejiklian. We seem to forget so quickly some of the things that have happened in recent times. We just push our agenda from one to the other. Our memory goes back to the latest News Corp and Fairfax, whatever they want to say. It's what dominates the news. Thanks Rupert, Uncle Rupert Voldemort. But that's my political rant. That's my discussion on this topic, for today at least, as I ride home from my job. God, I wish I could just go for a decent ride somewhere, but I can't, because I'm locked down like everyone else, and I'm going to do the right thing to try and keep our society safe. This is no trifle, this coronavirus. If it takes hold, it can kill people within days. It can. I know the mortality rates aren't extreme, but from all accounts and purposes, from everything I've heard, it's not a very nice virus to contract at all. Alright, I hope I didn't depress you all too much, all you Sydney goers, Central Coast, Blue Mountains. And now I think, Queensland and Victoria are back in lockdown again. It's absolutely horrible, and I'm sorry to all of you who have to put up with it. But it's for the greater good. Alright, until next time, be good to each other. Chewy out. Peace. %ers, how you going? I haven't been able to do my travelling Tuberry series because of lockdown and illness, but when I do, I can't wait to bring you some more tunes from some idyllic, scenic places nearby Sydney. What are you missing through lockdown? This is what I'm missing, is riding this thing around corners. That's the best ride I've had for 6 weeks. Alright, be good. See ya.